Operation Paperclip was when, after World War II, the United States gathered up a ton of scientists from Nazi Germany, brought them over to America, and even Werner von Braun. They had Werner von Braun run NASA. He was a Nazi, like 100% Nazi.
Horrible things our own government did. Operation Paperclip was a secret program that the U.S. government put into effect at the end of World War II, where they took Germans and put them in the U.S. and employed them. And most of those were from the Nazi Party. Over 1,600 German scientists, technicians, engineers were brought over and employed by the government. The main reason that they were brought over was to give us a foothold in the Cold War against Russia on the space program and other engineering effects. The reason it was called Operation Paperclip was because an officer would be over in Germany, he would find or recruit somebody that he wanted, and then we put a paperclip on their folder. A whole Nazi V-2 rocket team was put to work in the U.S. These horrible people were brought to the U.S. They were given new identities, they were given big salaries for their jobs, and they were letting them live free amongst the U.S. citizens. Truman said that he barred anybody that was in the Nazi Party from coming here, but the intelligence agencies gave them new biographies so they could.
Guys, what do you know about NASA's occult history? You guys ever heard of Jack Parsons? Jack Parsons is probably the most influential man in the history of the modern space program. He's the man who founded NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL. But Parsons wasn't just a rocket scientist. He was a disciple of Aleister Crowley, who as a Thelemite, Parsons performed ritual magic, including banishing impure elements with pentagrams, invoking the power of the holy guardian angel, and offering daily adorations to the sun. It's kind of an interesting coincidence that NASA named their moon mission after the sun god Apollo, isn't it? Yeah, interesting. Parsons also conducted a series of magic rituals with Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard, called the Babylon Working. This ritual was essentially designed to open up a portal and manifest the Whore of Babylon. If you guys were thinking the Whore of Babylon for Revelation, yeah, you're not wrong. And you may have also noticed that Parsons bears a striking resemblance to a certain Marvel character. He looks just like Tony Stark and his dad. Yeah, Iron Man and his father. But the connection doesn't end there. Jack Parsons' real name is actually Marvel Parsons, named after his father. His mother later changed his name to Jack after she found out Marvel's dad was a bit of a cheater, but she never changed it legally. So NASA, Satanism, and Marvel Comics. All this stuff really is connected, isn't it, guys? Hey guys, if you like this content, please share and follow for more. Love you guys.
Rockets are obelisks made to penetrate the dome of God. Operation Fishbowl Dominic. Dominic is of the Lord. Fishbowl of the Lord. And they were shooting rockets. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to penetrate some kind of dome. Well, what kind of dome? Think of a rainbow. It's dome-shaped because it's reflecting off the dome. All the stars are fixed in place. That's why they spin counterclockwise. It's a fucking snow globe, not a fucking disc flying through space. Space is fake. All pictures of Mars, Jupiter, that's your religion. It's called heliocentrism. It's a Luciferian religion. Sun worship. Read your Bible, dude. The highest purchasing power we've ever seen with the highest depression and suicide and anxiety, and you don't want to go to your Bible right now?
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the earth. There's no place to go.
The earth is flat. The CEO of NASA, Werner von Braun, has the Bible verse Psalms 91 on his grave. This verse says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork." The same firmament all the ancients depict in their artwork. Why is Hitler using two flat earth maps? We should see different stars, different constellations if we are traveling 360,000 miles per hour through space, while spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Yet we have phenomena like this. This could not happen. Don't you think it's strange the United Nations flag is the flat earth? And inside the New York United Nations building, they have this painting. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive, and they have the serpent tongue in their logo. You really believe they made it to the moon in this? I think it's about time you woke up and questioned what you've been told. You do not see the curve. You do not feel as if you're moving, because you're not. They have brainwashed you to not trust your five senses. If you want to learn more about occult things that I can't talk about online, join the Patreon. The link is in the bio.
Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, L. Ron Hubbard, Werner von Braun, and Walt Disney? Half these guys are fictional writers and the others are Satanists. And you got von Braun thrown in the mix. Let's see who Aleister Crowley is. There you go. Raving Satanist. He actually calls himself the Antichrist of the New Age. Jack Parsons, that's him at a satanic mass. These are the people that run NASA. And this is something Jack Parsons said. An end to slave morality, an end to prudery and shame. Guilt and sin, to restriction and inhibition. For I, the Antichrist, am come among you. For there is no law beyond. Do what thou wilt. That is from the Book of the Law by Aleister Crowley, believe it or not, who is a Satanist. And Jack Parsons, obviously, is a Satanist.
My guy. So if y'all watched my last video, y'all know that I was talking about how we actually live underneath a firmament. But in that video, I told y'all at the end that I was going to tell y'all what stars were. Now listen up, because this finna be crazy. So when I was looking through my comments, I seen a lot of people saying that when they look through telescopes, that the stars look like lights underwater. Someone also said they shake like ripples, and they look like as if you're looking through water. So I was looking at the comments and I was like, oh, they don't know. They don't know what stars is. Woo! Well, let me tell you. See, what y'all don't know is stars are actually dancing glimpses of light, interacting with the water above the firmament. See, when God made the firmament, he divided the waters from which they were under the firmament and the waters that was above the firmament. Why you think the sky is blue? Big bodies of water is always going to turn the water blue. Just like when you get in your bathtub, the water come out clear, but once it fills up the tub, it has that blue tint to it. See, I'm finna show y'all a video of someone zooming up to a star with their phone. See, those colors that you see coming off of the stars are based off a wavelength interval and frequency interval. Now listen to that word I just said, frequency. Alright, so now I'm about to show y'all a video of a scientist creating a star and saying what you need to create one.
This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light, several thousand times a second, giving the appearance of a star.
So keywords: sound wave, frequency, water bubbles. A strong sound wave, frequency, creating such a strong force through a water bubble that makes it collapse and burst into light, creating a star. Now remember when I said that the color of the stars that keep on changing is based off a wavelength interval and frequency interval. Now God said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He said, let there be light, and there was light, creating light with the sound, vibration, and frequency of his voice. The Word is God. He created those same stars using the frequency of his voice and using the water bubbles throughout the water above the firmament. His voice was so powerful that it allowed the bubbles to collapse, making dancing water glimpses of light. See, Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto came up with a new way to capture messages through water. He took samples of water and freeze them at -25 degrees. He'll then analyze the water after a few hours underneath a dark field microscope with photographic capabilities in a lab in a constant temperature of -5 degrees. He'll then test out different audio frequencies and human sound vibrations on each sample. He focuses on human vibration energy, such as thoughts, words, music, and how it affects the molecular structure of water. Here's some of his results and works of him doing it, using different sounds and words, creating different shapes on the water, as so. It's similar to the way semantics work. Basically, as the pitch and the tone increases, geometric patterns will form and become more complex. Semantics or sound frequencies in water resembles the pulsating pattern of what an actual star looks like when zoomed in. Different frequencies and sounds and vibrations in water created the different forms of dancing glimpses of light. The book of Enoch also talks about how lightning comes from the stars, but they will not lose their form. The Bible also talks about how powerful God's voice is. It's the sound of rumbling thunder when he speaks. So remember, God spoke the word into being, and it was so. Such as words, speech, sound, frequency, vibration. His words created the stars within the water above the firmament. The same way that scientists just showed us how they made a star. Using water by adding a frequency of a strong enough sound and vibration. What sound is more powerful than God's? Creating water bubbles that collapsed and bursted into light is the same way that God spoke light into existence, using the frequency, vibration, and sound of his voice through the water of the firmament, creating water bubbles all throughout the water, that his word was so strong it allowed the bubbles to burst into light, creating stars, creating the dancing glimpses of water above the firmament. So always remember, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word, frequency, sound, vibration, speech, sound wavelength. Whew! What a God.
Even though we may be sitting still, the universe may be moving us in 8 directions at the same time. Here they are. The Earth is rotating on its axis 1,000 miles per hour. The Earth-Moon system orbits around the center of mass between the two bodies. Earth pivots around this point every lunar month. The Earth revolves around the Sun once a year and is moving at a speed of 67,000 miles per hour. The Sun-Earth system also revolves around the center of mass between the two bodies. There is a precession of the orientation of Earth every 26,000 years or so. Our solar system is moving through the Milky Way at a speed of 448,000 miles per hour. The Milky Way is moving through the universe at 1.3 million miles per hour. And there's also a polar variation wobble of Earth, but minor. So yeah, we are cruising. Thanks for watching.